of personality. The cult of personality. The cult of personality.
Good Thursday afternoon. Welcome to the Voice of Ocala. I'm Tom Schmitz along with Luke Sylvia here in Ground Central, Ground Zero, Control Central for the Voice of Ocala. The palatial studios of WOCA Radio just outside the food court entrance to the Paddock Mall in the Brick City Beautiful, Ocala, Florida. I don't really know why some people find that I say the palatial studios of WOCA humorous. I won't say any names over the air, but Tom James thinks that's funny. So there you go, TJ. You now know that we're emanating from the palatial studios of WOCA Radio in the Brick City Beautiful, Ocala, Florida. It is Thursday. That means it's healthy living. The doctors will not be in today. They will not be in next Thursday, nor will they be in Thanksgiving either. We'll be running best of shows the next 3 Thursdays in a row, as they will be off until after the Thanksgiving holiday. Next time they'll be live in the studio is December 3rd. We will be running a show, actually replaying the show from last week. Also today, Southern Pigskin Tonight plays at 5 o'clock. Terry Bradshaw talks about his experience in Nashville recently. Coach Steve Spurrier tells you what team has his loyalties in the South Carolina-Florida game this weekend. And we have a roundtable discussion about the Missouri Compromise 2015. The 4 o'clock hour, John McLeod, City Councilman John McLeod, will be on with us to talk about Bo Williams, the man, and his impact on the city of Ocala and golf in the city of Ocala. And then at 4:30, we will replay yesterday's interview with Lieutenant Colonel Doug Manning, what is thought as the last living participant of the Yamamoto mission to shoot down Admiral Yamamoto over in the South Pacific during World War II. I now welcome in Luke Sylvia. Luke, how are you today?
I'm doing well, Tom. How are you?
I just want to, we got a few minutes before we go to break. I just want to tell you, yesterday was Veterans Day, and it's customary for me on one of my trivia outings on one of the days, either Memorial Day or Veterans Day, I always like to, somewhere in the game, to pause the game, and recognize all the veterans in whatever restaurant I'm in. Last night I happened to be at Beef O'Brady's in Beef O'Brady's, and I stopped and I recognized all the veterans. Before I could even get out, if I could have all the veterans stand, as I was saying, the place erupted into cheers and whistling and loud clapping. It was amazing, the response that was received yesterday for the veterans that were at Beef O'Brady's. Quite a few veterans were there having dinner. Some of the dinners were taken care of, I'm to understand, by just anonymous people in the crowd there at Beef O'Brady's. And there was probably, every table at Beef's was full. So, that restaurant holds 140 people. It was full, and the roar was quite moving. And that's what Veterans Day is all about. So I wanted to just bring out that feel-good story. If you'd move your left hand, that'd help me out a lot, though. Just want to bring that feel-good story out to everybody about that's how you should. If you ever see, and I know that there's good charities out there. Vets Helping Vets is a very good charity here in town. But if you can't get out to Vets Helping Vet events and do something charitable that way, how about if you see a veteran sitting in a restaurant and they got their hat with the designation of what ship they were assigned to, if they were in the Navy, or they got the Marine Corps tattoo on their arm, which you can see, or they got in a Marine Corps hat, or retired Army or Vietnam veteran. They wear those hats out there. Korean veteran, you see. Now you're seeing Desert Storm veteran hats. If you see somebody out there and you feel like you want to be charitable to veterans, but you maybe you're concerned about where your money's going. And by the way, Vet Helping Vets, 100% go to vets. It's a great organization. But if because there's some organizations that are less than honorable, in my opinion, about how they divide the money they collect in the names of helping veterans. But if you want to help a veteran and you don't have a chance to do something with Vets Helping Vets or a reputable charity like that, pay for a vet's meal. You see them eating, just go to their server and take care of their meal. Whether it's in a fast, restaurant where the meal's $8 or a restaurant where the meal's $20. Because remember, the reason you were able to make that money and be as successful as you are because you live in a free country, and you live in that country because veterans have put their life on the line all the time to keep our freedom. So just wanted to point that out. That's one of the things that I thought was very cool last night, Luke, was to see the rousing applause that the veterans got last night at Beef O'Brady's. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, I think that some people and some vets are, I think they're overlooked, and they deserve a whole lot more than.
Move your left hand, Luke.
Tim, we got 30 seconds. So for everybody listening, we have 30 seconds now
in our palatial studio.
But yeah, what I was saying was I think vets are underappreciated and overlooked, and I think that whenever you see them, it doesn't matter when or where, they'd love for you to thank them for everything that they do. I
agree with you 100%. Hey, we're going to take a break. Coming up next, it's a replay of a recent Healthy Living brought to you by Ayers Therapeutic Services right here on 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, WOCA, The Source.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. And so is State Farm agent Angie Lewis, working hard to serve her community as a citizen and insurance agent. Angie wants to help you as you adjust your insurance needs to your life, from everything to helping educate your teen driver to protecting your family against everyday risk. She wants to change the way you perceive insurance by developing relationships with her clients, which is why Angie and her staff are proud to be a part of so many good causes in Ocala. In turn, she has chosen to single out those who step up as leaders. Each month on the Voice of Ocala, Angie spotlights a good neighbor, saluting those who give exceptional service or do random acts of kindness to others. For this, Angie was written up in State Farm's National Magazine. Angie also supports local businesses with a regular Biz Buzz.
Hi, I'm State Farm agent Angie Lewis. Come see me and my team for all your insurance and financial needs in the beautiful downtown historic district, 416 East Fort King Street, or call 291-2444.
From beautiful townhomes to equestrian estates, Golden Ocala Golf and Equestrian Club provides the perfect haven of elegance for any homeowner. Not to mention our championship golf course, award-winning tennis program, state-of-the-art spa, and new luxury equestrian suite. We offer an array of membership options to suit a variety of lifestyles. Call 352-369-6969 today for more information about our latest real estate offerings.
Bud Light, the perfect beer for whatever happens, has created the perfect bottle for whatever happens. The Bud Light Cool Twist aluminum bottle. It's made of 100% chill-holding aluminum, so you know it's cold. It's tall and sleek, so it's refreshing. And here comes a twist. It's reclosable, so you know it's always up for whatever. The Bud Light Cool Twist aluminum bottle.
Just bring it.
Enjoy responsibly. Bud Light Beer, Anheuser-Busch, St. Louis, Missouri.
Located next door to Silver Spring State Park and a few minutes from historic downtown Ocala, our award-winning Holiday Inn Express Hotel and Suites of Silver Springs is a place to stay for a friendly, memorable, and fun experience. Enjoy our fast and free Wi-Fi, complimentary hot breakfast, and free parking. Whether you're in town for work or play, our friendly staff will make you feel right at home. That's the Holiday Inn Express and Suites of Silver Springs, proud sponsor of Friday night Marion County High School football on WOCA, The Source.
If you're anything like I was, the thought of getting older was the last thing on your mind. But here we are. For me, it started slowly. The lack of energy, never being in the mood. And when I was, I could never perform at my best. I tried the pills and other treatments with minimal results, and all but given up on my sex life. Then I found the doctors at New Male Medical Center. Wow, they made a new male out of me. Feel like I'm 25 again. I have renewed vigor, so much more energy, and no longer worry about my performance. New Male treated me like my situation was one of a kind. With a custom treatment plan that really works, I feel great. They can create one for you too. It does not matter if you suffer from low testosterone, erectile dysfunction, or just want to last longer. New Male will help you.
Call New Male Medical Center today at 352-404-4779. 352-404-4779. That's 352-404-4779. It will change your life. 352-404-4779.
Picking up the honey baked ham is the official start of the holidays for me.
Oh, honey baked ham is the best tasting ham ever.
Oh, I love that sweet, crunchy glaze.
And it's easy to serve.
Leftover sandwiches and football.
It's tradition.
Smoked bone-in ham, tender, sweet, crunchy. That's the tradition.
Oh, you know they serve turkey too.
I love honey baked.
I just got mine.
Visit your Honey Baked Ham store and cafe, open 7 days at 2709 Southwest 27th Avenue behind Best Buy near Regal Theater.
Hi, Erica Olstein here to tell you about A Better You Healthcare's Pokin' for a Clause, Saturday, December 5th at CF's Klein Center, benefiting CF's scholarship program. Enjoy a winter holiday carnival with the family. There will be face painting, pictures with Santa, cutest elf contest for kids, ugly sweater contest for adults, live and silent auctions, carnival games, acupuncture, massage, and even a cookie creation station by Fresh Market. So make plans to attend Pokin' for a Clause. For details, visit abetteryouhealthcare.com/events.
Welcome back to the Voice of Ocala. It is now time for Healthy Living, brought to you by the good folks at Ayers Therapeutic Services. Dr. Brown and Dr. Mazzella are in studio with us. Good afternoon, doctors.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon.
How are you?
Quite the fishbowl event going out here tomorrow today, huh?
Yes, we get to see a lot of things.
Get to see a lot of fishes.
So we were just talking. We were just talking about how you've been uber busy at your practice this week.
Mm-hmm.
We have.
That's a good thing.
That is a wonderful thing.
It is fall. It's time to, people are starting to look into the root vegetables and everything. It's time to change your diet up from your summer diet to your fall diet.
Whoa.
And Buddy Martin wants me to let you know that he took it upon himself, started last week. He's 1 week into it. Before he switches over to the fall foods, he's doing a full cleanse.
All right.
Ooh, yes.
Is it important? Is it just as important to spring clean and fall clean your body as it is your home? You always hear spring cleaning your home or fall cleaning your home. Should you do that? Should you do your body about the same time?
You really should, because by cleaning your system twice a year, you start it in the spring so it gets prepared for the summer. And at the end of summer, because we have been so hot and we've put things in that perhaps weren't always good for us, it's time to get that back out. So as we go through the winter, our body is really prepared to fight off some of the bugs that we might run into. So it is always a good thing to do a spring and a fall cleaning of all the tubes and the pipes.
Now, when you talk about cleaning, the first thing you do is you stay hydrated. That's the first process, flushing your system. You got to hydrate the system. So, because no matter what you do, if you're not hydrated, you're not flushing your system, you're just putting stuff in and nothing's coming out then.
Exactly.
So there's that word again, hydration.
Hydration.
Mm-hmm. So how does are there foods you can eat to help with your cleansing process?
Yes, there are definite foods that you can use to assist. Grapefruit is always a wonderful thing. It's not just good for the vitamin C that it provides, but it actually assists the body to stop and reset. That's
grapefruit.
Grapefruit. Yes.
Well, I drink vodka and grapefruit all the time.
No. I have yet to go and research that one.
Now we can talk about the vodka.
Now, is it any grapefruit? Like, could pink grapefruit work? Regular yellow grapefruit? Is it just grapefruit in general? Any variety?
Grapefruit in general, again, because of the flavonoids and the different things within, works extremely well. Now, as usual, you know what I'm going to say. Now, if you've had it sprayed with all kinds of fungicide, pesticide, everything, then you're going to want to be cautious with this. You want to get grapefruits that, again, are organically grown without all of the pesticides on it. And you want to start with a glass of water and naturally a half of a grapefruit. Now, for those that are diabetic, you want to do a quarter of a grapefruit rather than do a half of a grapefruit.
Now, when you say organic grapefruits, because
Yes.
we luckily live in an area where people will have grapefruit trees in their own yard. I have one in my yard.
Yes.
And I don't do anything pesticides to it or anything. I know who put the grapefruit tree there. I know how it's been grown. It's just been put. I actually, for lack of a better term, it sits on top of the septic tank and it grows fantastically right there. Well, that's the same thing when you would use manure or something. It's the same process.
Oh, yes. Oh, yeah.
And so the grapefruits grow. They're a fantastic tree. Gives nice, big, fat, luscious, juicy grapefruits. And I peel them and eat them like an orange because it's the pink grapefruit variety and they're very sweet. Now, so I peel those and eat them like an orange.
Yes.
When you say eat a half a grapefruit, when you're talking about that, a lot of people will say, oh, well, cut it in half and then you sprinkle sugar. No, you leave the sugar off of it,
Leave
correct?
the sugar off, please, because remember, sugar is a toxin. You put it into your body and it begins to, again, annihilate your nervous system. It then begins to play with your metabolism. It begins to do all kinds of stuff. So you really, if you're trying to clean your system out, you don't want to put sugar in.
Very true.
That's why around the holiday, we are about food, because what do we get most in our foods? Eggnog. We loved it. I loved it.
I love it.
6 sugars, 6 cups of sugar is in eggnogs. Do I really want that?
Yeah, but I combat that with spiced rum.
I love you, Tom.
Oh, boy.
So when we talk about foods and we talk about grapefruit will help you, are there other, because you can grow grapefruit in your backyard, so you don't necessarily, if you're lucky enough to have a tree in your yard, is that organic enough there?
Here's what happened. It's a better choice, but here's what happened. Where did you get the seed? Was the seed genetically modified at the time that you planted? Was the suckling or the young plant, was the shoot, was it organically fermented or
modified? Right.
If it's modified at all, then you don't
I took it
necessarily
from the
want to put
grapefruit
it
tree
in.
in my mother's yard, and I took the seeds and put them in a wet paper towel in a dark area, and that's how I did the tree. I started the tree.
Started the root.
The seed germinated, and then I put it in the ground.
So it came from your mom's.
My mom's tree that my dad planted probably 30 years ago.
Wow.
Perfect.
So, yeah.
We know, again.
And I think that was probably planted because my little sister said, oh, Daddy, let's take some of these seeds and plant them or something. My little sister was always doing stuff like that.
Then, like I said, are you always going to do it 100%? No. I always apply an 80-20 rule. If I know, like you know where your tree came from, you know the source of it. You never budded another one with it. You never modified it in any way, shape, or form.
But the problem is when you go and you buy a nice little brand new, young citrus tree from one of the growers around the area and all, you don't know if that's been genetically modified or anything. You just know it's a citrus tree.
You can ask.
Right.
Because they'll tell you what it has been crossbred with. Now, if we're looking also at a pink grapefruit, we know that pink grapefruits never really started by itself. It was initiated by someone else.
It was initiated by something else, of course.
Something else. So you combine two things, you'll end up with that pink grapefruit. So where did those two original come from? where did the pink, where did the red, what caused that germination and that process to take place.
Now, why Dr. Mazzella, why is it we always talk about you try to keep a balance between acid and alkaline, so you try to keep a balance. Grapefruit's it's an acidic fruit. How is it so beneficial and still keeps that balance?
It keeps a balance. You know, citric acids in grapefruit itself, and in a lot of the citric,
fruits,
oranges and fruits and things like
tangerines,
that. But the citric acid itself also has a lot of the enzymes in that metabolize a lot of the foods that you ingest, and that's very important too. So there is a balance with that food that you eat, and that has a little bit of a more acidity. But it's not the extra acids of the sugars that are put in food, because that's the one that you have to worry about, the white sugars, the refined products. They propose more acid in foods that builds an acid level in your body to a higher level than any other fruit could ever have.
So grapefruits are good to help the cleansing situation. What are some other foods that we could eat along those lines?
Some other foods that we can eat are going to come from the cabbage family. So you're going to be doing broccoli, cauliflower, cabbage, kale. Kale is incredible, and for me, it's just been an amazing process. I've always had kale cooked, and I don't overcook it because you never want to overcook your vegetables. But I started a process this past week, and I dragged everyone in the office with me to start eating raw kale. You know, they have that commercial on TV about, can this piece of kale stop diabetes?
Can one piece of kale stop diabetes? Yeah, they do that.
And I was determined to see, wait a minute, let me see what's going to happen. I know the value of eating green leafy vegetables, especially those that you can purchase that doesn't have all of the bad stuff on it. Now, eating the kale, I'll tell you something, it kept me more full. It now has triggered a process of cleansing within my own body. So that is huge. That is why when you start using, vegetables that come from the cabbage family, what happens is it begins a cleanse.
It does.
Within the GI tract. And remember, that's where most of your ability to fight is going to come and be initiated, is in the GI. So when you start cleaning out what shouldn't be in there, you need to be able to do that at least twice a year.
Well,
every day is better, though.
You said broccoli.
We do it every day, right? Every day is
You said broccoli. Love broccoli.
Yes.
You do?
Cauliflower. Love cauliflower.
And we talked about the brain. Cauliflower also helps.
Oh, yeah. I eat the stem. The brain doesn't bother me. I like cabbage, one of my favorites. Kale, love it. How about Brussels sprouts?
Brussels sprouts are incredibly good for you. Does everyone love Brussels sprouts?
I do.
Me too. My children love Brussels sprouts. Brussels sprouts happens to be one of those cruciferous vegetables that we utilize in some of the smoothies and stuff that we do within our centers to be able to do the cleanse. And the antioxidant properties of it is very, very high. So when you combine that with some of the hydration things within our center, I mean, you're doing a really fantastic thing for your body. Brussels sprout, you need to eat at least twice per month, preferably twice a week. But if you just don't like Brussels sprout, you want to do perhaps a smoothie or something, add a piece of mango or something to it. Again, you're looking for other alternatives to be able to get things in to do your cleanse.
We're going to take a break. When we come back, we're going to find out more things we can eat to help us as we go into the season where we need as people a lot of help, because you're going to be inundated with food at every turn through the Thanksgiving and Christmas and New Year's. And people forget, New Year's, you got Hoppin' John at New Year's, and people, they load it up with salt and everything. And so there's a lot of bad things that you could eat between now. Starts with the candy at Halloween and goes through New Year's. We'll talk about some of the foods that'll help us get through that time next, right here on Healthy Living. You can also call the doctors at 622-9622. They'll take your questions next on the Voice of Ocala Healthy Living, brought to you by Aris Therapeutic Services, right here on The Source.
Stay with us and sleep better at the Sleep Inn and Suites of Ocala Bellevue, located next door to Don Garlett's Museum and a few minutes from Florida Horse Park. Our award-winning, newly refreshed Sleep Inn and Suites offers comfy, clean rooms, free fast Wi-Fi, and service with a smile. Start your day with a deluxe hot breakfast and unwind in our heated outdoor pool. Our convenient 24-hour fitness and business centers allow you to stay on track, whether you're here to play or to work. That's Sleep Inn and Suites Ocala Bellevue, proud sponsor of Marion County High School football.
When you were a kid, you had all sorts of toys. Toy cars, boats, trucks, entire toy boxes full of fun. Of course, you never really outgrow your toys, do you? It's just that now, instead of a box full, you have a garage full. Cars, trucks, boats, motorcycles, ATVs, and more. As you get older, your love of toys just gets stronger. So protect those toys the best way possible by switching to Allstate. An Allstate agent can help do the switching, paperwork, bundle all your policies together, and even find you a bunch of discounts. So if you love your toys, make sure you protect your toys by making one call to an Allstate agent.
Protect all your toys with Allstate and the McDonald Agency. Established in 1985, we have offices in Ocala and the Villages to better serve you. Give us a call at 622-2333. Subject to terms, conditions, and availability.
Are you in good hands?
Central Florida is well known for our love of horses, and here at Seminole Fence Company, we have over 20 years of experience in providing quality fence products and services for farm and residential properties. Let us surround your property with a fence that provides privacy, security, and of course, stunning appeal. Don't wait. Contact us today at 352-208-0959 for a free estimate. Seminole Fence Company, working hard to build fences, working harder to build relationships.
If you've been hearing about the crowd at Eaton's Beach Sandbar and Grill and were worried because you couldn't get in, I've got some good news for you. Seating is now available. While you're there, look up Chef Dave Del Rio. He'll buy you a drink. Now is the time for you to finally see firsthand what your friends are talking about at Eaton's Beach Sandbar and Grill. Try Chef Dave's tantalizing Louisiana menu. Check out those gorgeous Lakeware sunsets. Eaton's Beach Sandbar and Grill on beautiful Lakeware. Seating now available.
Meet with key allies in the fight against ISIS on the sidelines of the G20 summit in Turkey. Meanwhile, reports of a setback for Islamic State in Iraq. Kurdish forces now said to be in control of part of a highway, which is key to retaking an important town.
Sinjar was captured by ISIS last August, and it's strategically important because it sits on Highway 47, which links ISIS's two main cities of Mosul in Iraq and Raqqa in Syria. It's one of the biggest cities the Kurds lost.
Fox's Benjamin Hall. The turmoil at Missouri sparking demonstrations at other colleges.
Students at Harvard, Columbia, Syracuse, and other schools are protesting, and chants are heard at New York's Ithaca College. Protests of inaction on race issues at Mizzou led to a pair of school officials stepping down.
Fox's Gernal Scott, the school naming Mike Middleton as the new interim president. Fox News, we report, you decide.
As a Ford employee, I get to give my friends a special deal.
Announcing Ford Friends and Neighbors pricing. It's an inside deal, now for everyone.
Just log on to Ford.com, and the low price you see there, that's the low price you'll pay.
On cars, trucks, SUVs, every nameplate.
Like the super stylish Ford Fusion, the built Ford Tough F-150.
And our awesome lineup of SUVs that make it easier for you to be unstoppable.
With Ford Friends and Neighbors pricing, you don't have to negotiate. It's hassle-free.
So now when people ask me if I can get them a great deal because I work for Ford, with Friends and Neighbors pricing, they don't have to ask anymore.
That's because now for a limited time, you can get in on Friends and Neighbors pricing at your participating Ford dealer.
This really doesn't happen every day.
Ford Friends and Neighbors pricing.
It's an inside deal, now for everyone. Available at participating dealers only. Take new retail delivery from dealer stock by 1/4/16. See dealer for complete details.
Howdy,
folks, R.L. Hemp, to tell you about Dairy Queen at Silver Springs' current specials. These folks are on fire, or at least their real char grill is, cooking up some tasty specials. Their $5 lunch specials are unreal, including bacon cheeseburgers, flamethrower burgers for the brave, chicken strips, and chicken wraps, all including fries, drinks, and a sundae. Nobody else does it like that but Dairy Queen Silver Springs, where they always treat you like kings and queens.
Ocala Aviation now has opportunities for flight instructors.
Wait, hold on, Brad, is this correct? You're looking for instructors, not students?
Actually, we're looking for both.
Well, that's descriptive.
Well, I need flight instructors because we're now affiliated with a major university and can offer 4-year degrees. Plus, we're also approved to work directly with VA students.
Okay, so a degree in what, and what's a VA student?
Well, it's a bachelor's degree in aeronautics, which includes a commercial pilot's license, and there's financial aid available. By VA students, I mean veterans. They now have access to new benefits to pay for flight training.
Okay, so you have new opportunities for new students. What about the instructor side of it?
Well, with new students, we need more instructors.
Well, yeah, that makes sense.
So, if anyone out there is a flight instructor, I want to encourage them to come see me. And if they're not an instructor but have their commercial license, we can help them become an instructor.
So they get their instructor license and have a job too.
Exactly.
So you got a lot going on. The VA, the college, and now hiring instructors and future instructors too.
Yep. So now can we get the commercial started?
Already ahead of you.
Call Brad to get your adventure started today at Ocala Aviation, 861-7484.
You've got a garden and we've got a show for you called You've Got a Garden with your host, Master Gardener Carol Ann Baldwin. Carol Ann answers your questions about your flowers, your veggies, your grass, your trees, even questions about your bugs. And she's only on WOCA, so don't miss Carol Ann Baldwin and You've Got a Garden each Tuesday from 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. right here on WOCA The Source.
Locally owned and operated since 1957. We are The Source, 96.3 FM, 1370 AM.
Welcome back to Healthy Living. Brought to you by Ayers Therapeutic Services. Dr. Brown, Dr. Mazzella are in the building with us today. If you would like to talk to the doctors, give us a call, 622-9622. They'll answer your health questions. Before we go back to the phones, or before we start talking about food, you've been very busy at the at your practice over the last week.
Yes, we have.
But there's always room for new patients.
There is.
You still got that special running for radio patients?
We
People
do
that own
still
the
have
radio?
that special. It's a $99 special that we have for those that hear us on the radio. Now, when they come in and they've announced that they've heard us on the radio, there is an additional $25 off their initial visit. So it costs, even though it's $99 on the online, when they come in,
Then it's another $25 off.
Yes.
So now we're at $74.
Exactly.
There you go.
See, I can do math. Not real good, but I can do math. Okay, and that's you're on 10th Street, right there across from CTAE.
That's correct.
AE.
Mm-hmm.
That's correct.
I never get it right. CTEA, CTAE. It's one of those. One of those. You're just before, if you're coming from the west, you're just before you get to the overpass on 200 going towards Pine.
That's correct.
And if you're coming from Pine, you're the first right after you come over the overpass from
right
Pine.
by the old clock tower.
Right by the old clock tower.
Yes.
And call ahead, of course, and make an appointment. But
yes.
Now, could they book appointments online?
They can book appointments online. They're encouraged to book appointments
Ayers
online.
Global Inc.
Yes. All we ask is that if they're listeners from the show, just indicate that so they can get an additional discount.
AyersGlobalInc.com.
That is correct.
And, we've been putting the podcast up at Buddy Martin Sports page on Podbean.
Yes.
Go look on Podbean for Buddy Martin Sports page. You can see the podcast. They've been up on Facebook at Buddy Martin, the Voice of Ocala Facebook page. The podcasts are up there. I'm understanding you are putting the podcast up on your website.
Website.
If you've missed a show, there's numerous places you can go find it. You can go to Buddy Martin, Voice of Ocala, find it there. You can go to Tom Schmitz's Facebook page. I got it up on my Facebook page.
Awesome.
You can go to AyersGlobal.com and find it. You can go to YouTube and go to the WOCA logo on YouTube, and you can actually, the Voice of Ocala is put up there every day.
Yes.
And you can go back and watch the Voice of Ocala, the video, because smile, you're on camera. You can go back at 3:15 on Thursdays and watch the whole show there, too. So there's many ways you can get this show. If you have to get out of your car right now because you're going in somewhere or something, you can find the show lots of different places. If you want to, give a call, 622-9622, to talk with Dr. Brown or Dr. Mazzella. We're talking about foods that could help us combat the holidays. Exactly. And off the air, I asked you about okra because I'm a big fan of okra. Is okra okay food?
Okra is an awesome, I honestly believe it should be the 51st state. I love okra, and okra loves people that, again, have challenge with blood sugar issues. So if you're diabetic, you want to definitely participate in tons and tons of okra. What you do is you simply get your okra, get it washed, put it in a jar, and just put some water on it. Drink that water, and again, it's fantastic with the blood glucose level.
It's got the enzymes that are in them that are released, and okra has a lot of enzymes that absolutely stimulates the metabolism. And the important thing about diabetes is that to get the sugar into the cell, so it's one of those enzymes that absolutely helps the sugar metabolize within the cell itself.
So I eat a lot of things that are okay for me.
You do.
My problem is I eat a lot of things. A lot being the big word there.
Yeah.
See, but that's what we do at AIRS also, is we get the opportunity, because a lot of people wait until after the new year.
Well,
my resolution is I want to let's get you started before we even go into the holiday. Now, we don't believe in diets at AIRS at all.
Right. Well, there you go.
They don't work.
Hey, let's go to the phone lines. Bob has a question. Hi, Bob. You're on with the doctors from AIRS Therapeutic Services.
Hi. Yeah, I love grapefruit and grapefruit juice, but there's some medications that I take that tells me that I'm not supposed to drink that juice or eat a grapefruit or whatever, the citrus, so many hours or whatever before or after I take this medication. What causes that? What is it part of the metabolism that's not breaking down?
It's a couple of things, actually. A lot of it.
Thanks for the call, Bob.
One thing is that the acid, especially a lot of thyroid medications too, that you have to watch, because they cannot be eaten at with food or anything. You got to take it, on an empty stomach. As well as also there's enzymes in the liver that get stimulated with grapefruit juice, and also can get inhibited with it as well, and it can absolutely inhibit with the metabolism of that drug. So yes, certain drugs out there have to be monitored, with taking certain types of fruits or foods that you eat.
So it's just how the medicine itself gets broken down.
It's just how it gets broken down.
It's metabolized. Yep.
So when you think about the foods that we're going to start ingesting from now until the New Year's, are there foods we should most definitely stay away from?
There are foods that we should definitely stay away from. One of the things is you always want to make sure around this time we have cranberry. What kind of cranberry are we going to have for Thanksgiving? Make sure it's not the candied jelly that comes in a can.
Once again, something Tom doesn't have to worry about, because that's just gross. I don't want anything that's a tart paste that comes out of a metal can, and when you do it, it makes a sound. You don't need anything like that. Stays in a solid tube.
See, this is what keeps me healthy with Tom, right?
That's
I laugh so much.
Yeah.
Releases
Burns
endorphin.
That's right.
I mean, fresh cranberry, I could see eating fresh cranberry, but that canned cranberry, just that and canned yams, I can't eat any of those. Maybe,
Candied... In fact, fruits or vegetable that's placed in a can, we have a huge disconnect in our office. We don't utilize them. We tell everyone to stay away from them because they have to be put into juices to preserve them. If those juices preserve them, here's what they do. When you put them in your pipes, they're going to begin a process of causing oxidation or rust.
Yeah.
So you never ever want to put canned foods inside of
wow, I never thought about that it could rust your insides, because your insides have lots of iron.
Yeah.
So you could rust your insides. Let's go out to the phone lines. Our good friend Hugh is on the phone. Hi, Hugh. You're on with the doctors from AIRS Therapeutic.
Hello, doctors and Tom. See, I enjoy a lot of vegetables, and a lot of the vegetables that I enjoy, they always say that you should look for a lot of color in your vegetables. The more color, the better it is. Now, I like cauliflower. I like cabbage. I like celery. These are all very light in color, but yet are these, other than the fiber factor, are these good for you?
Yes,
These are incredibly good for you. The only one that I in the list of what you've named, I'm very, very cautious with is celery. Celery uptake of the, again, things that are not good for the earth itself, it is one of the highest toxic vegetable that there is. So when we're using celery in our office, what we do is we use a special water, and we cleanse the celery, and then we soak it in that water. If someone doesn't have that water and they're utilizing celery, that may not be the best choice for oxidative stress on their bodies. Go ahead.
Oh boy, because a lot of times I'm always concerned about my weight and everything else, and I don't want to eat a heck of a lot before I go to bed at night. And I'll grab a couple of pieces of celery and a little bit of salt, maybe dip in that, and I think I'm doing pretty good. But evidently, this is not good, huh?
It's again celery. Are you eat? I know that you eat very well. Are you eating organic celery, or what are you eating? Are you eating just any celery?
I try to buy everything in the food store organic.
Okay. Well, for me, if I'm telling my patients to eat vegetables, celery is almost at the bottom of the heap of the foods that I'll tell them to eat.
Thanks for the.
What about iceberg lettuce?
Iceberg lettuce, if you're looking for water, it's a great thing. If you have something like CHF, where you have a heart issue, you may want to stay away from some of the waters that, again, is going to come out of the iceberg lettuce. So it's not necessarily the best one. Romaine lettuce, Bibb, some of the other radicchios and different things, those are better choices.
Hugh.
Here again, we're looking for the deep green colors.
Yes, sir.
All right, Hugh. Thanks for the call.
Thank you very much.
You welcome.
Hugh always he comes with great questions.
He does.
And now, is there any truth to iceberg lettuce is like 85% water? That's
really
what
is.
it is. I mean, to me, it's the most useless green there is. I'd rather have parsley than I would iceberg lettuce.
At least the parsley, if you start eating it, it will kind of get your kidneys where you need to have them. Ideally,
that's another thing. Yesterday, 2 days ago, Tuesday was National Sandwich Day.
Yes.
Or as we say in South Georgia, National Sandwich Day. And so Publix, my girlfriend and I went to Publix. She went to Publix, so what do you want? And I sent her thing back, and she had forgot that this is how because I always usually get the sandwiches for us, and she had forgotten. She was like, I forget you get that on your sandwich, because I don't eat lettuce on my sandwich. Only baby spinach. That is my lettuce alternative. When I eat salads, we'll go out to a restaurant and I'll say, can I get a house salad but have spinach instead of lettuce?
Yes.
And some places will do that.
Of course.
I would much rather eat raw spinach than any lettuce, romaine, any of it. I'd rather eat raw spinach. But I ain't cook spinach if you made it. I'm Popeye. I'll eat raw spinach, but I ain't eating it out of the can like Popeye did. You know what I mean? I'm not doing that. So. Is spinach a good alternative to lettuce, though?
Spinach is the best alternative to lettuce.
Raw spinach. But once again, if you get spinach that is not organic, make sure you put it in a colander and wash it first.
You've got to wash it properly.
I usually use ice water to wash it with. Distilled ice water is what I use, actually.
And then, so if we look at that in our office, we say, well, distilled water is really great for taking medication. Do I really want to consider my spinach a medication? So I try my very best. It's like, when we're eating around this time of the year also, always be aware of this. So you eat pizza because you're trying to wait until dinner is finished on Thanksgiving or something like that, and you drink like a cold drink, soda, water, whatever. Do you know what you just did?
Yeah, I ate a piece of pizza. I ate a piece of pizza and drank a Bud Light. I know exactly what I did.
You just infuse what's going to happen with the fats. As soon as you drink something cold, what is it going to turn it to? Solid blocks inside of your body. Right. So that's why around this time of the year, we're always encouraging drink something warm. If you go out, the warm apple cider, drink something warm with your meal. If you're gonna drink
bourbon straight up,
No.
Well, that's warm when it goes down into your body.
No, because if you eat warm food and you drink alcohol, you've just opened your cells to now begin to work against you, and it can cause abnormal cell growth such as
cancer.
You know what? Here we go back with that again. I'm just going to lock myself in the house and never come out.
Hey, we want you out here.
Dr. Brown, Dr. Mazzella, as always, it's much too short of a time together. We'll see you next Thursday back here, though, for Healthy Living, brought to you by the good folks at the Ayers Therapeutic Services. Go find them at AyersGlobalInc.com, or they're just across the street from CTAE. If you're traveling west, they're on the left just before you get to the overpass on 200. If you're coming from Pine, they're on the right just after you come over. And the phone number is 352
512 0222.
I knew it was 512 352 512 0222. Doctors, thanks so much. We'll talk to you next Thursday.
Thank you.
That was the doctors from Ayers Therapeutic Services in a show that played last week. We're going to take a break. We'll be right back on the Voice of Ocala on The Source.
Located next door to Silver Spring State Park and a few minutes from historic downtown Ocala, our award-winning Holiday Inn Express Hotel and Suites of Silver Springs is a place to stay for a friendly, memorable, and fun experience. Enjoy our fast and free Wi-Fi, complimentary hot breakfast, and free parking. Whether you're in town for work or play, our friendly staff will make you feel right at home. That's the Holiday Inn Express and Suites of Silver Springs, proud sponsor of Friday night Marion County High School football on WOCA, The Source.
Welcome, Florida State football fans. Florida State's football program is all about performance, and the Seminoles are sleek and fast, just like Porsche and BMW of Ocala. Drive one today and experience luxury and refinement that only a Porsche or BMW can deliver. BMW and Porsche of Ocala enjoys this challenge of meeting and exceeding each individual standards. Come by and visit them today. Visit BMW and Porsche of Ocala, proud sponsor of Florida State football, 1515 Southwest College Road, or call 877-812-2396.
Are you ready for a picnic? Well, save the date, Saturday from 11 a.m. to 4 p.m., Silver Spring State Park. It's a family picnic for the re-election of Chris Blair as Marion County Sheriff. Tickets on sale now, $20 for a single, $30 for a couple, $50 for the entire family. If you'd like to purchase tickets, visit blair4sheriff.com. Live entertainment, great food, lots of children's activities. The family picnic for the re-election of Chris Blair. Saturday, 11 to 4 at Silver Spring State Park.
Political advertisement paid for and approved by Chris Blair, Republican for Sheriff of Marion County. Florida State looks to rebound from its tough loss to Clemson as they welcome in the North Carolina State Wolfpack. All the action can be heard here this Saturday on WOCA The Source, your official station for the Florida State Seminoles. Brought to you by Tri-Eagle Sales, your local Bud Light distributor in this area. Seminole football right here on The Source this Saturday. Kickoff is 12:30 p.m. Don't miss it.
You can have work done on your vehicle anywhere, but why would you? Maybe they correctly determine the problem and suggest the proper service. There's a chance they won't. Eliminate that chance by bringing your vehicle to Ford Lincoln of Ocala or Village Ford of Bellevue. The professionally trained, factory-certified team understands the service requirements and maintenance needs of your vehicle, and when the unexpected repair comes your way, you can be assured the work will be done correctly, quickly, and cost-effectively. Look, you've invested a lot of your hard-earned money in your transportation to deliver performance, reliability, and safety. So doesn't it just make sense to trust the professional team at Ford Lincoln of Ocala and Village Ford of Bellevue to ensure you many miles of worry-free driving and peace of mind knowing the service was done correctly? So the choice is yours. Take the hard-earned investment to whoever for service or a factory-trained certified technician at Ford Lincoln of Ocala or Village Ford of Bellevue. To schedule your next completely satisfied service for your vehicle, contact those who know it best. Village Ford of Bellevue or Ford Lincoln of Ocala, your family of Ford dealerships where we've got what it takes.
On the next AM Ocala Live, Professor Gadget Jim George will be in the studio. He's the owner of American Cable Services, and he'll be answering our questions about the gadgets we're buying everybody for the Christmas season.
News Bites, the hottest news and current events served bite-sized.
And then Kelly Hart will be in the studio from Ocala Magazine, bringing you Ocala Magazine Radio.
Rick Jones is an expert on marketing communications. He's written a book called Analog Advice in a Digital World, a baby boomer's words of wisdom to the millennial generation.
Todd Frobich will be on. He's the owner of Brick City Bicycles here in Ocala. He's coming in to talk to us about our bicyclettes.
Teresa Brown is a clinical nurse, and she's written a book called The Shift, One Nurse, 12 Hours, 4 Patients' Lives.
All of that plus Fun with Joe on the next AM Ocala Live, right here on The Source, WOCA 96.3 FM.
1370 AM.
Welcome back to the Voice of Ocala. Wrapping up hour number one. Coming up in hour number two, Clint Lewis will join us at the top of the hour. Then at 4:15, we'll talk with City Councilman John McLeod about the influence of Bo Williams to the city of Ocala and to the golf in the city of Ocala. And then at 4:30, we're going to replay an interview I had yesterday with Lieutenant Colonel Doug Canning. He is presumably the last surviving member of the Yamamoto mission, the mission to shoot down Admiral Yamamoto as he was en route to Bougainville in the South Pacific. So if you missed that yesterday, we're going to replay that. And then, of course, in the 5 o'clock hour, it's Southern Pigskin tonight. Great Southern Pigskin this time. If you missed Terry Bradshaw earlier this week, he's going to tell you about his event that he did in Nashville, where he was in Nashville. And he's going to give you his take on the Missouri compromise, the situation that went on in Missouri, along with me, Buddy Martin, Tom James will all have an opinion on that. Plus, Coach Steve Spurrier, he was on earlier this week, and he talks about where his loyalty lies in the South Carolina-Florida game. So all that coming up on the Voice of Ocala. So stay tuned to 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, WOCA, The Source.
Need a car? Need financing? Need somebody to cut through the red tape and send you rolling down the highway? Prestige Auto Sales is the place to go. Got great credit and just prefer a quality pre-owned car at a fair price from somebody you can trust? Prestige Auto Sales is the place to go. Want to avoid high pressure to feel appreciated and be able to choose from a wide selection of AutoCheck and Carfax certified vehicles? Prestige Auto Sales is the place to go. Prestige Auto Sales in Ocala. Prestige. It's all there in our name.
Bud Light, the perfect beer for whatever happens, has created the perfect bottle for whatever happens. The Bud Light Cool Twist aluminum bottle. It's made of 100% chill holding aluminum, so you know it's cold. It's tall and sleek, so it's refreshing. And here comes a twist. It's reclosable, so you know it's always up for whatever. The Bud Light Cool Twist aluminum bottle.
Just bring it.
Enjoy responsibly. Bud Light Beer, Anheuser-Busch, St. Louis, Missouri.
Who doesn't love heading out on the boat with a family, hitting the ATV trails with friends, or blazing new stretches of highway with riding buddies? Your toys are your ticket to outdoor fun. At the McDonald Allstate Agency, we get to know you and help make sure you have all the right coverages. Plus, when you bundle your coverage for your car and your home with your boat, motorcycle, RV, or more, you can save up to 30%. So call the McDonald Allstate Agency today at 622-2333 or stop by one of our 2 Ocala locations at Calla Hills or the Jasmine Square Plaza.
Subject to terms, conditions, and availability. Savings vary.
Stay with us and sleep better at the Sleep Inn and Suites of Ocala Bellevue, located next door to Don Garlett's Museum and a few minutes from Florida Horse Park. Our award-winning, newly refreshed Sleep Inn and Suites offers comfy, clean rooms, free fast Wi-Fi, and service with a smile. Start your day with a deluxe hot breakfast and unwind in our heated outdoor pool. Our convenient 24-hour fitness and business centers allow you to stay on track whether you're here to play or to work. That's Sleep Inn and Suites Ocala Bellevue, proud sponsor of Marion County High School football. Nestled in the heart of horse country, just off I-75 exit 354, the award-winning and newly refreshed Howard Johnson Inn of Ocala invites you to pamper yourself in one of our comfy guest rooms. Enjoy our free and fast Wi-Fi, heated outdoor swimming pool, 24-hour fitness center, and our deluxe continental breakfast. Other on-site amenities include a restaurant, putt-putt golf, and a car wash. Go happy, go Hojo at the Howard Johnson Inn of Ocala, proud sponsor of Friday Night High School football on WOCA, The Source.
Whether you're building it up or knocking it down, get it done, rent it now. Sunbelt Rentals is here to make your job a little easier. Our knowledgeable staff will help you find the right equipment for any job, big or small. Did you know that Sunbelt Rentals carries heaters, air conditioners, generators, lighting, traffic control, and so much more? So whether you're building it up or knocking it down, we've got the equipment you need. Get it done, rent it now. And right now, for a limited time, you can have it for less. Just by mentioning this ad, if you rent it Friday afternoon, you can keep it the whole weekend and only pay for one day. But this is a limited time offer, so stop into Sunbelt Rentals today, Northwest 27th, just a quarter mile east of I-75. For more information, just give us a call, 352-369-9101. 352-369-9101. Sunbelt Rentals. Get it done, rent it now. 352-369-9101.
If you're anything like I was, the thought of getting older was the last thing on your mind. But here we are. For me, it started slowly. The lack of energy, never being in the mood, and when I was, I could never perform at my best. I tried the pills and other treatments with minimal results, and all but given up on my sex life. Then, I found the doctors at New Male Medical Center. Wow, they made a new male out of me. Feel like I'm 25 again. I have renewed vigor, so much more energy, and no longer worry about my performance. New Male treated me like my situation was one of a kind, with a custom treatment plan that really works. I feel great. They can create one for you too. It does not matter if you suffer from low testosterone, erectile dysfunction, or just want to last longer. New Male will help you.
Call New Male Medical Center today at 352-404-4779. 352-404-4779. That's 352-404-4779. It will change your life. 352-404-4779.
Here's what you may have missed on the John Tesh Radio Show.
There's nothing we can do to make a long commute shorter or to make traffic move faster, but long and stressful commutes are linked with job burnout, so a more strained relationship at home. Drink more green tea. I do every day. It contains an antioxidant called EGCG, which keeps the germs that cause the flu and pneumonia from entering our system. People seated in tall chairs earmarked more money to go to savings and spent more frugally.
Intelligence for your life on the John Tesh Radio Show. Don't miss this stuff.
Broadcasting from the Paddock Mall Studios, this is WOCA, Ocala, Gainesville, The Villages, 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, The Source.
Fox News Radio, I'm Jane Metzler. Not guilty. The verdict in the trial of 80-year-old alleged mobster Vincent Acero, accused of extortion and racketeering in the 1978 heist that inspired the movie Goodfellas.
Nobody knows for sure just how much was taken in the daring pre-dawn raid at the Lufthansa cargo terminal at Kennedy Airport. The FBI says $2 million. Port Authority police say $4 million.
The take $5 million cash, $1 million in jewels. The previous president resigned over his handling of racially charged incidents on campus. Michael Middleton appointed interim president at the University of Missouri.
I've been a part of this community for over 30 years, both as a professor and an administrator. But first as an undergraduate student, graduating in 1968.
And the third African American to graduate from Mizzou's law school. Fox News, we report, you decide.
As a Ford employee, I get to give my friends a special deal.
Announcing Ford Friends and Neighbors pricing. It's an inside deal. Now for everyone.
Just log on to Ford.com, and the low price you see there, that's the low price you'll pay.
On cars, trucks, SUVs, every nameplate.
Like the super stylish Ford Fusion.
the built Ford Tough F-150.
And our awesome lineup of SUVs that make it easier for you to be unstoppable.
With Ford Friends and Neighbors pricing, you don't have to negotiate. It's hassle-free.
So now when people ask me if I can get them a great deal because I work for Ford, with Friends and Neighbors pricing, they don't have to ask anymore.
That's because now for a limited time, you can get in on Friends and Neighbors pricing at your participating Ford dealer.
This really doesn't happen every day.
Ford Friends and Neighbors pricing.
It's an inside deal, now for everyone. Available at participating dealers only. Take new retail delivery from dealer stock by 1/4/16. See dealer for complete details.
Yes, it's time again for Buddy Martin. Call him up and tell him what you're thinking. But be kind because he's doing the best he can.
I'm just sick of all the amateur stuff, you know? I mean, like, if I'm paying top dollar, I want a little production value, you know? Like some editing, transition, something, some music.
Don't worry, we didn't leave you.
If he's gone, he's not gone. That's the whole point. He's never gone.
Our bosses say we gotta stay.
Check out the name tag. You're in my world now, Grandma. Bow to your sensei. Bow to your sensei.
It's time for the second hour of The Voice of Ocala.
Hoo-ah! You ever come across anything like time travel?
Come on, stick around. It's free.
If you win, you win. If you lose, you still win.
Welcome back to the Voice of Ocala on a Thursday afternoon. Usually we have Angie Lewis of Angie Lewis State Farm Agency in at this time, but instead we got to look at this guy's mug. Clint Lewis of Angie Lewis State Farm. Clint, how are you?
I'm good. So am I the balder half? Instead of the better half?
With the least good to look at half. I'll give you that. Okay, let's go there. You know, I recently saw a very, very good video that I was it State Farm did it or
no? Local Do Your Thing, not Do Your Thing. That's How It's Done Productions.
That's how it's done.
Which
is that Alex?
Does Alex?
That's Alex Moyer, right?
Which does the Do Your Thing show. Yes.
Yeah, that was a fantastic video.
They did a great job.
You were kind of scary as an '80s rocker. I'm gonna be honest with you.
Tom James would be proud.
But even with the wig and the headband they put you in and everything, not near as scary as the mullet I was sporting in 1986. Have you seen that picture of me floating around on Facebook?
I think I have.
I mean, it was a spectacular. Like Billy Ray Cyrus called wanting to know who cut my hair.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Mullets.
Yeah. Angie looked pretty good in the 80s rocker outfit clothes. We wore ugly things in the 80s.
Absolutely.
I mean, that mullet picture of mine's got an Andy Warhol version Mickey Mouse shirt. That's what I'm wearing. And Z Cavaricci's.
Oh, the 80s were awful.
Well, Z Cavaricci, but come on, Z Cavaricci's were terrible. They really were.
Mm-hmm.
You remember those? Remember the LA Gear pants that you would wear? They were workout pants, but everybody wore them as regular clothes.
Yes.
Kind of like yoga pants in women now.
Exactly, yoga pants forever. So the parachute pants.
Oh, parachute pants were terrible. Had 137 zippers on each leg. I was on each leg.
That wouldn't pass TSA nowadays, would it?
No, of course not. And then, of course, the dreaded members-only jacket.
Yep.
And you had to have one.
Well, I had a knockoff.
You had a knockoff? You know? See, I had to have the
You had the real deal?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Had to have it. Had to have it. And we would wear our Sprayberries with that stupid little knot that we put in. Remember those?
Yep.
And then our loafers, that stupid little knot that everybody had to learn how to tie. And it took like some sort of college degree to be able to tie that knot. You had to have some sort of engineering and aeronautical degree to be able to tie that knot. That's a very well put together video about yours and Angie's love of the community and how everything that Angie and you do and State Farm does, the Angie Lewis State Farm Agency, is geared towards helping your community because you think your community is part of your family.
Right. Yeah, the video was great. I mean, they told our story. You know, they told our story and they
could have left out the 80s part. I'm gonna be honest.
No, that's part of the story. You got to tell it all.
Since middle school.
Since middle school, right. Yeah,
was
flag
Angie the
football.
girl in middle school that you, after flag football, no, was she the girl? So you were on flag football. Your dad was coach. Reed
Right.
was the coach.
Right. She was probably a foot taller than me.
She blocked.
She was a tight end. I was a quarterback.
You ran the ball and everything, she said.
Oh, yeah.
And were you the guy that, like, after you were on the flag football team, you were pulling her hair from the desk behind her and everything?
No, I didn't do that.
Trying to haze her.
I was a
'cause you
nice,
liked
sweet
her,
guy.
So you were hazing her?
No, I wouldn't do that.
Oh,
That's you.
No, I was never that guy.
Okay, I wasn't either.
No, until I got to high school, true story, this outward going, egomaniacal, full of himself person until he got to high school was absolutely afraid of rejection and so would not talk to any girls. What until I got to high school and was good at football and they started talking to me, I was like, hey, there may be something to this.
And you had to change.
Yeah, but when I was in middle school, and I was a smart kid too, so I just hung out with the other smart kids.
You'd hang out with the smart kids.
Because there wasn't football in middle school, in junior high school. They had just started phasing football out of junior high school, and so we were still playing city league football, like Pop Warner and stuff.
Right.
And so there was no outlet like that. So I didn't do band because I couldn't play an instrument to save my life. So I was in chorus and
Glee Club.
Yeah, I was in Glee Club and the chess club and brain brawl. Until I got to high school, I had no idea that there would even be a remote possibility anybody liked me. Because I was kind of a bully as a kid. I know it's going to be hard to imagine.
Just as a kid.
Right, just as a kid.
But I was
not to your interns.
I was that scary kind of bully. I was the one that would push you, and then when you'd stand up to me, I'd be like, finally, somebody with some guts, let's go.
Oh.
Unlike most bullies that would run, I'd be like, finally, somebody I can respect because you stood up to me. Now, let's go.
For some reason, I believe this. Now, you didn't create this. I heard this new app called Rumble.
No, I did not create
Have you heard of that?
I have heard of this stupid app.
Yeah,
It's
where
really dumb.
People can find people to fight.
Right.
Like a fight
it's
club.
like Fight Club. Nobody talks about Fight Club.
Right.
Yeah,
Now there's an app.
Right, now there's an app. You don't have to talk about Fight Club. So you put this video together, and it really showed where you guys came from and how committed you've been to each other, and now your commitment to your community and the city of Ocala and Marion County.
Right. And kind of the one of the main pieces in that video says that about why that property, why that location,
because you're in a neighborhood.
Right, in the neighborhood, and we want the community to use it. We want them to use the porch and that other room that we have.
I didn't realize that there's been mornings y'all wake up without knowing it and people are on the front porch taking photos.
Yes, it's pretty funny.
You just come out and you're like, oh, don't worry about us. We own the place.
Yeah. They're doing a photo shoot. A lot of times they call ahead, sometimes they don't, and we don't care.
Well, the front porch of your place is amazing. And then you got the upstairs porch. I mean, it would be a little different if they were around on your porch at your house, but
right,
which is part of the property. But on the front porch where the State Farm sign is and everything, great picturesque moments there, I would bet.
Yeah, one of my favorite nights was last year, and they're coming again. The Symphony had their Christmas program downtown,
right?
And they came over and they had an after party at our place. And so here's everyone walking around in black dresses or tuxedos, just looking great, and all the Christmas lights on.
At this turn-of-the-century home.
It's just great. So you're outside, take a picture, and they're on the porch upstairs, downstairs.
It was I bet you had that kind of Great Gatsby feel, didn't you?
Yeah, it did.
I mean, you really did.
Mm-hmm.
I could envision it being kind of a Great Gatsby moment.
It was awesome, yeah.
I didn't realize either that I thought insurance, you learn about insurance and you just go. I didn't realize that the in-depth, the training that Angie put and her team go through on a regular basis.
Yep.
And that they sometimes they show up early in the mornings to do training, team building stuff and training and everything. I mean, I guess it is really like your family.
It is. I mean, you got to keep your licenses. You got CEs, and then new ideas come out, like customer service too, right? Everyone's always trying to do better. Have better customer service. How do we communicate things better? And then, with the texting and Facebook, the different ideas that people have. Sometimes people will email and text Angie, "Hey, I want to make this change." It's like, "Oh, wait a minute." You get bombarded with social media on how people want to connect with you. So there's always all kinds of different ways that we need to improve on.
Now, you are from the metropolitan St. Louis area. Is that fair to say?
Right.
It's actually Southern Illinois.
Southern Illinois, correct.
But the biggest big city to you is St. Louis.
Yes.
It's what, 45 minutes away?
No, it's about an hour and 15.
So it's about an hour and 15. So it's about like we are to Orlando.
Right.
So you are a sports fan of, like Luke is of the Orlando Magic. You're a fan of the Cardinals.
Yeah.
Rams fan?
No.
Not a Blues fan.
I'm a big St. Louis Blues
fan. Big St. Louis Blues fan.
Whenever the football Cardinals moved to Arizona.
You're still an Arizona Cardinal fan?
Then I was done pretty much with pro football. I haven't had a team
you hadn't
since.
Had a team
now, when the Rams came and they were fun to watch. You know, Kurt Warner, Isaac Bruce. That was fun to watch.
Right.
But I wasn't a diehard. I definitely was rooting for them. But sometimes with that, I'm rooting for my city.
Certainly, of course. So, with that in mind, were you a University of Missouri fan?
Yeah, because I was born in St. Louis.
So you were born in St. Louis.
And I did root for Illinois. They had a good basketball team for a little, for a while.
Yeah, the Illini in the mid '80s were pretty good.
Absolutely. Right.
But so you were a Missouri fan.
Yes.
Crazy stuff going on the Columbia campus right now.
Absolutely.
Crazy stuff. Let's take a break. When we come back, we'll talk about that some, and then we'll take a phone call from John McLeod. We're going to talk about the Bo Williams City Amateur Golf Tournament as well. We'll talk with Clint Lewis a little more. Coming up next, right here on the Voice of Ocala, 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, WOCA, The Source.
When you were a kid, you had all sorts of toys. Toy cars, boats, trucks, entire toy boxes full of fun. Of course, you never really outgrow your toys, do you? It's just that now, instead of a box full, you have a garage full. Cars, trucks, boats, motorcycles, ATVs, and more. As you get older, your love of toys just gets stronger. So protect those toys the best way possible by switching to Allstate. An Allstate agent can help do the switching, paperwork, bundle all your policies together, and even find you a bunch of discounts. So if you love your toys, make sure you protect your toys by making one call to an Allstate agent.
Protect all your toys with Allstate and the McDonald Agency. Established in 1985, we have offices in Ocala and the Villages to better serve you. Give us a call at 622-2333. Subject to terms, conditions, and availability.
Are you in good hands?
Bud Light, the perfect beer for whatever happens, has created the perfect bottle for whatever happens. The Bud Light Cool Twist aluminum bottle. It's made of 100% chill-holding aluminum, so you know it's cold. It's tall and sleek, so it's refreshing. And here comes a twist. It's reclosable, so you know it's always up for whatever. The Bud Light Cool Twist aluminum bottle.
Just bring it.
Enjoy responsibly. Bud Light Beer, Anheuser-Busch, St. Louis, Missouri.
Florida State looks to rebound from its tough loss to Clemson as they welcome in the North Carolina State Wolfpack. All the action can be heard here this Saturday on WOCA The Source, your official station for the Florida State Seminoles. Brought to you by Tri-Eagle Sales, your local Bud Light distributor in this area. Seminole football right here on The Source this Saturday. Kickoff is 12:30 p.m. Don't miss it.
Are you ready for a picnic? We'll save the date Saturday from 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. Silver Spring State Park. It's a family picnic for the re-election of Chris Blair as Marion County Sheriff. Tickets on sale now. $20 for a single, $30 for a couple, $50 for the entire family. If you'd like to purchase tickets, visit blair4sheriff.com. Live entertainment, great food, lots of children's activities. The family picnic for the re-election of Chris Blair. Saturday 11 to 4 at Silver Spring State Park.
Political advertisement paid for and approved by Chris Blair, Republican for Sheriff of Marion County.
Concerned with increasing theft of packages left at residential locations? Primarily scumbags taking quality merchandise from honest, hardworking people. Obviously, most folks don't want to rent a private mailbox, but they do want options. After contemplating the ratifications, Personal Service Center at 2375 Northeast 25th Avenue will have a new service. Simply called Package Receiving. For a small fee, Personal Service Center will receive packages on behalf of local residents. The postmaster has approved the service. Questions called 789-6683. Personal Service Center, 789-6683.
Hi, I'm Seth with AA Lock, Dock, and Security. Have you ever thought about the locks or security on your house or business? Have you ever wondered why the keys to your new car cost so much? Well, at AA Lock, Dock, and Security, we can help with securing your valuables. We can even replace those expensive transponder keys. We can give you the knowledge that no one else will. Call AA Lockdock and Security at 867-1965. That's 867-1965.
Career Source, Citrus, Levy, Marion brings together business and community partners, economic development leaders, and educational providers to connect employers with qualified, skilled talent and job seekers with employment and career development opportunities. Tune in the first and third Wednesday of each month at 9:30 a.m. to Career Source, Citrus, Levy, Marion, and learn how they can help you.
Hey, Matt, I know Sunrise Automotive does auto stuff, but I need some tires for my truck. Can you recommend someone?
Yes, I can. We do that.
No, I mean, I need them installed and balanced and all that.
Yep, we do that.
Well, my son needed his windows tinted.
Yep, we do that.
I need my seat replaced.
Yep, we do that too.
I need a new roof line, a new spoiler, and a new trunk.
We can even do that too.
Okay, I get it. I suppose you can also do a radio show too, huh?
Well, as a matter of fact, join me every Monday at 10 for auto repair with personal care here on The Source.
Of course you do.
Welcome back to the Voice of Ocala on a Thursday afternoon. Tom Schmitz, Clint Lewis, along with Luke Sylvia here in the studio. On the phone with us is Councilman John McLeod. Councilman for, 3-4 more weeks, John?
Yeah, about 3 weeks, Tom. December 1st is the last day.
Well, you've served us well as citizens here in Ocala, and we look forward to maybe you serving us again somewhere down the road. But I thought I want to talk about today. I'm calling today to talk about a man who I know about some things about him, but I don't think the average person under the age of 40 knows enough about him to understand the importance of the golf tournaments going on this weekend. This weekend is the Bo Williams City Amateur at the Ocala Golf Club, Muni to those of us who play golf on a regular basis there. And John, talk about Bo Williams as a citizen of this town and how important that name is to the legacy of that name is to this town and this area.
Well, first of all, Tom, when you talk about Bo Williams, the first thing that comes to my mind is gentleman. He was absolutely a class act. Now, bear in mind, I'm a good bit younger. He was more my father's age, or just a little bit younger than my father. And he just was a consummate gentleman on and off the golf course, and was really an inspiration to all the young players at that time. I mean, I was just grade school, middle school growing up, but I just remember that, first of all, he won everything. I mean, it was just like every other tournament, it seemed like he was winning. But he did it with such class and integrity. His name and of course Jim Yancey's name are the two names that I fondly remember, and in this county, in this city, is synonymous with golf.
It would be you'd be very hard pressed to find someone that's won more tournaments, meaningful tournaments, amateur tournaments in this area than Bo Williams when he was at the height of his career in golf.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. He, I believe he won the camp 4 times, and back when we were young boys, that we would set up shop at the camp and clean clubs, and it just seemed like every time there was a camp tournament that came around, that his name would come up on Sunday. I would go out as a young guy and watch my dad a little bit, and he always had a very important game going on while he was playing. But at the end, by Sunday rolled around, he was a good golfer, but he was never in contention that I could remember. But every single year, Mr. Williams was in contention. And like I said, what a class act. Just the way he handled himself with everyone around the golf course, and young and old alike. What great inspiration to all of us.
Well, I remember Daniel Owen, I think, was the one that came up with the idea of making the City Amateur the Bo Williams City Amateur, naming it after Bo Williams. And I just wanted to touch base with you because I knew that Mr. Williams means quite a lot to the golfing community and quite a lot to the community as a whole here in Ocala, and I didn't think enough people knew the story. So, John, thanks for taking some time out to talk to us today. And I know you're not going to play in the City Amateur, but I have I have something, that I'm defending. I'm defending 3 years in a row, finishing dead last. So I'm defending that this year.
Well, I would actually be playing, Tom, but when we had to move the golf tournament, or they had to move the golf tournament because of the renovation of the greens, this fell on the weekend that I'm in a fishing tournament, and actually I'm a little bit better fisherman than I am golfer, so and it's a father-son tournament, so that I'm going to take advantage of that. But I will be playing next year in the Bo Williams, and I'm sorry to miss it this year, but I look forward to seeing your name in the newspaper.
Oh, yeah. Look at the very bottom of the totals.
I'm sure it won't be that bad.
Councilman John McLeod, thanks for joining us today.
Thank you, Tom. Bye.
Yeah, Clint, I'm the defending 3-time champion of the worst score in the Bo Williams.
That's fun.
And the thing is, I'm not a bad golfer. Here's the thing, and I don't know if you know a lot about the game of golf, handicap-wise and all, but I carry an 11 handicap.
No, I don't know what that means.
Well, scratch golf is a 0 handicap.
Okay. And
I'm an 11.
Is there a ceiling?
Nah, you can get up to like 28, 29, 30.
But most people quit counting after.
But
11?
anything under about 14 is pretty good. I mean, literally. Okay. Anything, because I regularly go out and shoot 82, 83.
Right.
Which isn't bad golf.
You don't lose a ball.
83. No, I don't lose a ball. No. I can sometimes play 5-6 rounds with the same golf ball. So, but I get to Bo Williams, and it's like that coal to diamond effect takes over. Give me a piece of coal, I'll have you a diamond before the tournament's over.
That's funny.
So we were talking before we went to break. We were talking about you're from Missouri. You were a Missouri Tiger fan, and there's been some strange events that have taken place in Missouri. And I said earlier in the week that it's not surprising because Missouri's always had a situation where it's been at the forefront of racial issues. The Missouri Compromise of 1820 set the precedent, and it's been that way ever since. The inner city of St. Louis, not the best part of town. I mean, it's